Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Caplist and I am your professor for this term, and I thought I would start off the class with giving you some information about me so you can get to know me, and then I can get to know you in the discussion forums. So you may be wondering, how does someone become a math teacher? How does someone like math? And it was an interesting journey. Didn't always like math. So I was in traditional classes, kindergarten through third grade, and I don't recall this, but my mom told me later that my teacher kept trying to get me to do extra math problems, and I said, no, I am not doing any extra math. Nope, not going to do it. Fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, I transferred to a different school where I was put into a different program. It was, I don't know, it's not really experimental, but they were basically trying to have us teach ourselves, except for the math portion, which was taught. And it was with a different type of math. We didn't use the same symbols that are used all over the world. Like negatives, we use like a minus sign. We used what's called a caret. It's the symbol above the 6 on your keyboard. We use things called mini computers, which were actually base 16. The math that we do every day is base 10. You can go on the internet and look up base 16. It actually was sort of spread out, so it was also kind of using base 2 at the same time. So, and that's binary for those of you who are going into computer science. So it was a really weird program, and it was a really hard system to do fractions in, really hard to do kind of anything in. So I was in that program 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and I get to middle school and they placed me in algebra, and I had no idea what I was doing. Like, we're reducing fractions, we're factoring, we're doing all this stuff, and I didn't understand any of it, and I basically was trying to figure out the patterns, and I figured out enough that like I could do the problems, but I had no idea why I was doing what I was doing, and some of my understanding was incorrect because I was just trying to fill in the blanks because I was not prepared. When I got to high school, they had too many people that would have, like, geometry would have been the first class I would have taken. There was too many people. They didn't have enough teachers. So they said, okay, you won't do geometry. We're going to put you into the next algebra class. So I did that, and I distinctly remember getting an F on some of my tests in that class. I mean, it was bad. Like, luckily, homework was worth enough that, like, I passed, but it was like I definitely failed some tests in that class. And then they were like, okay, well, we want to keep you on track, so we're going to have you do summer school. So I had to take geometry in the summer, so then I was in summer school to make up the class that they had me skip. Rest of high school, I then took pre-calculus, which I didn't quite understand, especially the trig stuff. Then I took calculus, where I was basically on the dumb side of the room, as we called it, because I had no idea what was going on. That was AP calculus. I was lucky to get a 3 on the AP test. 5 is like perfect, or like good. So basically I got a C, if you think about it that way. Didn't really feel like I kind of knew what I was doing. So then I get to college, and originally I was going to be a music teacher because I'm like, I don't want to have anything to do with math. I don't want to have anything to do with any of this stuff. And I had actually taken physics my last year in high school, and we built robots at the end of the year for our final exam, and I thought, this is the coolest thing. So I changed degrees because I was like, I want to do robots. So I went into computer engineering, and so I changed my degree from music education, because I was really into playing instruments and everything like that, to computer engineering, totally different. The school I was originally going to go to didn't even have that degree, so I had to change schools too. This all happened after I graduated, so I was like whirlwind, kind of do all of these things. Get to college, then I'm basically going through my engineering classes, and you've got a lot of math in your engineering classes, and like you have to take all the way up to Calc 3, and I was like avoiding that. I was like, nope, I'm not going to take any extra math. I'm just going to, do my extra stuff. And then I had to take programming classes, and between my second and third year, I got an internship or a co-op with IBM. And so I was working there, and it was supposed to be 6 months. About halfway through, I said, I hate this. I don't want to do this. And so I quit, but I needed to give them a reason. So I lied and said, I'm going to be a math teacher. I'm going to change my degree when I get back to school. I didn't do that. Like, I went back to school, finished out my computer engineering degree. And so I graduated with my bachelor's in computer engineering. And it was actually my senior year. I had some extra room in my schedule, and I thought, you know, what the heck? The math is actually starting to make sense now. Let me take this. There was actually a math education class. And so I thought, let me take this class and see how I feel. So I took the math education class, and I realized, oh, this is actually what I want to do. So what I had lied about 2 years ago actually ended up being exactly what I ended up doing. So after I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I re-enrolled to get a second bachelor's degree, this time in math education with a minor in computer science education. And luckily, because I had taken all of these classes already for my engineering, it was only 2 additional years because I already had taken a lot of math. I'd already taken a lot of programming. So I only had 2 additional years, and so it was mostly just taking education classes. And that's where I realized I love teaching math. And like having to teach it made it make more sense. And it was like I had struggled through it for so long that I kind of know where students struggle because I struggled in those same places. So that's how I've got to where I am. I tried to get a job in high schools I did that for a few years and then decided to get my master's degree in applied math because I wanted to see where math is used in the world, because students would ask me, when am I going to use this? And I'm like, I don't know. So let me go into applied math because that's basically the area where you apply the math to the real world. So I decided to get my master's degree in that so I could answer those questions. And then that's where I realized, like, oh, I enjoy teaching college level, so let's do that. So that's how I've come to this journey here to teach math. So I actually really enjoy math. It's kind of funny how I used to hate it, was avoiding it, and now here I am really enjoying it and finding it fun. So some non-math related facts about me. I actually was born with a congenital heart condition called Wolff-Parkinson-White, which I had surgically repaired when I turned 18. It happened like 3 days before my high school graduation, which was very stressful, and I wasn't really supposed to be walking, so that was interesting. I own a dog with my partner named Liberty. She is an American Staffordshire Terrier mix with an Australian cattle dog. So Staffordshire Terrier is kind of a type of pit bull. She looks more like the cattle dog than anything else, and she is the sweetest thing. All she wants to do is cuddle. Very, very gentle. I'm a big fan of true crime, science fiction, fantasy. So, I mean, I listen to podcasts about true crime, watch movies and TV shows about science fiction, true crime kind of stuff. I read books about all these things. Just huge fan. I love learning bird calls and identifying birds by their sound. I think it's more fun because it's like you can't really find a bird a lot of time. You need binoculars, but you can hear them. So I really enjoy that. I think it's a fun thing to kind of learn the calls. And then I'm really into video games. Grew up, we got our first computer when I was 6 because my dad decided to go back and get his MBA and decided he was not going to type everything up on a typewriter, which we owned. He wanted to have computers. So grew up with computer, playing computer games. The typical Nintendo. Our first device was an N64. I got a Game Boy, so I'm mostly a Nintendo girl. But I really enjoy strategy games on the computer, like Civilization. I like simulation games, which I feel are sort of kind of like strategy in the same vein. Big fan of Sims 4. Just kind of, it's a good thing, fun to do. When my world's bad, I can make the world, the game world fun. I really love RPGs. Any type of RPGs, big fan of those. So that's it about me. So hopefully you enjoyed learning more about me. I'm really looking forward to learning more about you guys, and I hope we're having it. I know we're going to have a great class, and I know you're going to have some fun. Even if you dread math, you're going to have some fun. So take care.